Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Surai Satchit Sukha Sarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. I bow down to Swami Vivekananda, who is the king among the monks, the hero among human beings, the embodiment of Satchidananda, Brahman, and the savior of humanity. May Swami Vivekananda guide us, inspire us. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be with all. This morning our subject is Swami Vivekananda in California, 1899-1900, 125th anniversary. Today I shall not give a lecture. It is a beautiful part of Swami Vivekananda's life, which I shall tell you through stories, incidents, episodes. They are very inspiring, interesting, and intriguing. Last February 23rd, I was in Hollywood. The Los Angeles city recognized Swami Vivekananda's arrival in Los Angeles in 1899. So they put a plaque in front of our temple, Vedanta Square. I was there. So I thought, I gave a talk also in Hollywood, I thought I shall share some of those beautiful things with you today. Swami Vivekananda in California. Before I start the subject, I shall give you a little introduction. It was September 1970, I was in Mayavati. Mary Louise Burke, Gargi, wrote Swami Vivekananda in New Discoveries in 1958. Then she wrote Vivekananda in California, nearly 1,000 pages. And I was asked by the president, Swami Buddhanandaji, to read the manuscript because I was the proofreader. Before it goes to the printer, I am supposed to read. So I read in Mayavati. And there are some passages so inspiring, I could not resist myself. I wrote 16 pages. These are written in 1970, 53 years ago. 16 pages I wrote longhand, which inspired me. That I shall share with you. I told Swami Buddhanandaji, under this title, the book will not sell. Vivekananda in California. Later on, the authority decided, and with the consultation with Gargi, Mary Louise Burke, that Swami Vivekananda's works will be published in 6 volumes. The title will be Vivekananda in the West, New Discoveries. Swami Vivekananda stayed in the West for 5 years. He came in July 1893 returned December 1896. Again he came in July 1899 and returned December 1900. So in the 5 years, Swamiji worked in the West. And he gave the best part of his life to the Western people. He says, I love the Yankees. Anyhow, it was very interesting. Swamiji left India 20th June 1899 and reached London the last part of July. Then he came to New York, early part of August 1899. It was summer. Swamiji went to Ridgely, Mr. Leggett's country home on the bank of the Hudson River, near the Catskill Mountain. It is a beautiful place. Now we have a center there. Leggett family was very devoted to Swamiji. I visited that place in 1972. That time I met Paul Sturgis. Betty Leggett married previously Mr. Sturgis, and she had one daughter, Alberta, son, Hollister. Then she married Mr. Leggett. By him, she has a daughter, Frances Leggett. So she had 3 children. So Hollister's son, Paul, was my friend. When I used to visit, he used to give me lunch and showed me around. He told a few stories about Swamiji, which he heard from his father. But one day, Swamiji was in his room and laughing loudly. Hollister was then a teenage boy. Swamiji, why are you laughing? You know, God is such a funny, interesting person. I was observing him. Then Paul one day asked his father, Father, tell me, does God exist? Is there anything about, tell me about God. Hollister said to his son, my son, I did not think too much about God. But Swamiji told me God exists. So I believe God is there. It was a great summer, 1899. Swamiji was in Ridgely, nearly 3 months, 3-4 months. The palace, next was the cottage where Swamiji stayed, Swamiji and Swami Tudyananda. So Mrs. Leggett made bed for them, and morning she came and found that Tudyananda's bed was on the floor. Swami, is there anything wrong? No. Then why are you on the floor? I cannot sleep on the same level with Swamiji. So I slept on the floor. It shows that the disciples, brother disciples, how much love and respect they had for Swamiji. Tanchin told this story to Swami Nikhilananda. I interviewed Miss Catherine Whitmarsh, who was a niece of Mr. Leggett. She used to live in Santa Barbara. She told me, I was 2 years old, I met Swamiji, but I don't remember, but my mother told me many stories. We were little kids living in the Rijli, and Swamiji used to sit on the bank, under a tree, and he used to tell us, you children run, the person will be the first, I shall give a penny. But we used to run, Swamiji used to watch us. Swamiji was in a great mood. His health was not very good in India, so he came to America to recuperate. Then Swami Vivekananda told another story. Hollister said, Swamiji, let us play golf. Well, all right, let us play golf. Well, I shall bet. If you can hit the ball in that hole, I shall, if you win, I shall give you 50 cents. And if I win, you will have to give me 50 cents. Swamiji said, all right. So Swamiji took the club and hit the ball, and it straight went into the hole. Hollister was a teenage boy that he was going to lose 50 cents. Swamiji, I am going to lose money. How can you do that? You never played golf and hit the ball and ball went to the hole. Swamiji said, listen, I am a yogi and I need some money. I need some money. So I hit the ball and I told the ball, go to the hole. So ball went to the hole because I am a yogi. Funny story. How Swamiji used to play with the children. It was a great summer. During Swamiji's centenary time, Anandaprana, at that time Brahmachari Usha, wrote an article, Vivekananda in Southern California. It was in 158th issue of the Vedanta in the West. What happened? Betty Leggett and Josephine MacLeod are two sisters and one brother named Taylor. So they got a letter from Los Angeles that your brother is very sick, dying, come and see. So Tantin, means MacLeod, Miss MacLeod, took the train and went to see her brother. You will have to understand, to cross New York to Los Angeles by train, it would take 4 to 5 days. To cross the Atlantic from London to New York, it would take 10 days. So she came to Los Angeles, and her brother was staying with Mrs. S.K. Blodgett. So when she entered her brother's room, found a Vivekananda's poster, a long Vivekananda Chicago address. That poster was hanging on the wall near her brother's head. Tantin was surprised. Who is that man behind my brother's head? Oh, then Mrs. Blodgett said, I was at the Parliament of Religions in Chicago. And this young man got up and said, Sisters and Brothers of America. Immediately, 7,000 people stood on their feet and expressed their joy. And when his lecture was over, score of women walked over the benches to touch him, to shake hands with him. Then I said to myself, my young lad, if you can resist the onslaught of these women, you are God. And he was God. That is a beautiful, touching incident. And then Tanjin says, I know this man. If you invite him, he will come to your house. My goodness, he will come to my house? Well, of course. So Tanjin also wrote to Swamiji. Swamiji, before Tanjin was going, Swamiji said, arrange some classes in California, I shall come. In the first time you remember, Swamiji spoke only the Midwest and East Coast. He did not come to California in the first time. Second time he worked in California. Anyhow, Swamiji arrived in Los Angeles Union Station on 3rd December 1899. Tanjin received him, and then it is a very interesting thing that September 1902, after Swamiji's passing away, Swamiji died 4th of July 1902, S.K. Blodgett wrote her reminiscences in a letter to Tanjin, Josephine MacLeod. So this is the whole letter. This is in the archives of the Ramakrishna Vivekananda Center, New York. They gave me a copy. It is a great, great document, anyhow. Reminiscences of Swamiji. In 1993, I went to Los Angeles Public Library. I was working on Swami Vivekananda, East Meets West, that pictorial biography of Swamiji. You won't believe that what I found in that library. I wanted to see in 1890s how Los Angeles looked. All the photographs of Los Angeles were there. So I wanted to buy 2 pictures, $75 each picture. How the horses are pulling the tram car in Los Angeles. All those pictures are there, black and white. So of course, because of the non-profit organization, they gave me $25. And my friend Robert Flangers was with me. Do you know what amazed me? How American people love history. How they know how to preserve the history. Swamiji wrote a letter about Mrs. Blodgett. She is a fat, old, but extremely witty and very motherly woman. That is the way Swamiji mentions about her. And she used to cook for Swamiji. Believe me, we need some Martha, not all Mary. She was a great host. In Los Angeles, Swamiji's first lecture was on Vedanta philosophy. Then there was a called Academy of Science. There Swamiji gave a lecture on the cosmos. Then Swamiji gave some very, very important lectures, the work and the secret, the powers of the mind, Christ the messenger. Some of the manuscripts of these lectures are in Hollywood archives. I read those things. Christ the messenger. chanting says, the day Swamiji spoke on Christ the Messenger, I saw a halo behind him. After the lecture, a person rushed to take the dust of Swamiji's feet. Swamiji gave some very important lectures in Southern California as well as Northern California. There was a Shakespeare Club in Pasadena. There Swamiji gave several lectures. Women of India, My Life and Mission, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Buddhistic India, the great teachers of the world, the way to the realization of the universal religion. The universal religion. This kind of lecture Swamiji gave in San Francisco also. Swamiji was thinking universal religion. What is universal religion? One of his best lectures of Swami Vivekananda was given in San Francisco, 8th April, 1900. Is Vedanta the future religion? That lecture is a revolutionary lecture. He says, if you want to form any kind of religion, you need three things. You need a personal God, you need a prophet, you need a book. Without these three, you cannot form any kind of religion. Without God, without Jesus, without Bible, there is no Christianity. Without Allah, without Muhammad, without Quran, there is no Islam. All these religions are guided by these three things. But look at Vedanta. We do know our God is impersonal. Satchidananda, existence, consciousness, bliss, absolute. Pure consciousness. Second, we are not guided by any books. We have so many scriptures. We are not guided by only single prophet. We have so many avatars. The way Swamiji talked about universal religion, amazing. I remember I was then in Hollywood, I asked Christopher Isharu to read that lecture to the public in Hollywood Temple. I have the copy of that lecture. Universal religion. Swamiji says variation is the sign of life, each embodying part of the great truth. In that connection, Swamiji said, I shall read that passage to you, which is very, very interesting. I accept all religions that were in the past and worship with them all. I worship God with every one of them, in whatever form they worship Him. I shall go to the mosque of the Mohammedan. I shall enter the Christian's church and kneel before the crucifix. I shall enter the Buddhistic temple, where I shall take refuge in Buddha and in his law. I shall go into the forest and sit down in meditation with the Hindu, who is trying to see the light which enlightens the heart of everyone. Not only shall I do all this, but I shall keep my heart open for all that may come in the future. It is a beautiful, beautiful statement. Swamiji is showing what is called universal religion. In California, Swamiji was in great mood. He began to tell the stories of the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Indian folklore. He told the stories of Jadabharata, Prahlada, Billamangala, Buddhistic India. Then he gave a lecture, The Great Teachers of the World. California. Still we are in Southern California. Swamiji met meet sisters. They lived in Pasadena, 309 Monterey Road. They are not well-to-do, just middle-class family. The first sister name was Carrie, Carrie. Second sister is Alice, and third sister is Helen. Carrie married Mr. Wyckoff, has a son named Ralph. Second sister, Alice, married, has a daughter named Dorothy. Helen was not married. So these three sisters became very devoted to Swamiji. And they invited Swamiji to stay with them. Now that Pasadena house is a historical landmark. It is under the Vedanta Society of Southern California. I remember when I was in Hollywood, on 1st of January, we used to have a retreat there. I used to cook for all monks. Then we used to meditate. Then we used to read about Swamiji. Beautiful days. Swamiji wrote, these three sisters are like three graces. They are the angels. They are helping me. One day Swamiji came to them and said, I have come to live with you. He stayed with them nearly 4 or 5 weeks before leaving for Northern California. You three sisters have become part of my mind forever. Now what happened? I shall tell you more about it, but Alice Hansborough, second sister, name was Shanti. She was 75 years old, living with her daughter in San Francisco. It was in 1941, Swami Chetanananda interviewed her. And she narrated all of her memoirs about Swamiji. And it's a clip, later on Swami Chidrupananda recorded it. 84 pages. What happened? I remember when I was reading the manuscript of Vivekananda in California, I found the reference of Mrs. Hansborough's reminiscences. Gargi used some parts of her reminiscences in her book. So when I came to California, I asked that reminiscences, but I could not get it. When she passed away, Swami Prabodhanandaji gave me 84 pages, cycle style. Then I asked one of our devotees to type for me. Then we arranged, we edited. Then it was published serial in the Prabuddha Bharata. And I translated whole thing into Bengali. And it came into Udbodhan magazine. That reminiscences is so precious to me. Do you know why? Sometimes we see Swamiji on the platform, but we do not see his personal life. We want to see his personal life. How he dressed, what he ate, when he slept, what did he do. This woman recorded in so precisely, it is unbelievable. I have the whole manuscript of that reminiscences. Anyhow, some of those things I shall read to you. You will be really nice. Swamiji was talking about non-dualistic Vedanta. Everything is Brahman, consciousness. I am neither the body, nor the mind, nor the senses. After the class hinged on practical spirituality, a metaphysician asked, Swamiji, if all things are one, what is the difference between a cabbage and a man? Swamiji's answer was sharp as the question had been taunting. Stick a knife into your leg, he replied, and you will see the time of line of demarcation. Some people misunderstand Vedanta. They do not understand the difference between relative and absolute. In absolute standpoint, there is only one. The secondless one. But in relative standpoint, there is variety, multiplicity, diversity. Your body, my body, separate. But your Atman, my Atman are one. This some people do not understand. One. Oneness is not in the relative plane, oneness in the absolute plane. But after realizing Brahman, you will see God in everything, in every being. You will see only one. Anyhow, if somebody says, the Swamiji was talking about renunciation. Somebody says, why if renunciation, then why there is a collection? You know, they're collecting money. So somebody told Swamiji says, Madam, if the rule doesn't suit me, I change the rule. Helen was asking Swamiji, let us go for sightseeing. No sightseeing. I have seen the Himalayas, the panoramic beauty. I don't need to go for sightseeing. Then they used to think that American people are very conscious about dress, you know. Dress. So when Swamiji was sometimes in the casual dress came out, then Swamiji was telling Ralph, why should I be so conscious about dress? I'm not going to marry anybody. Swamiji was so interesting. Sometimes the sisters used to say, Swamiji, eat some more, have another cup of coffee. Swamiji used to tease them, you know, all ladies' business are always to tempt a man. All right, give another cup of coffee. Swamiji hated the children's story. Some people frighten them, ghost story, put fear into the children's mind. He did not like it at all. Then one day Swamiji told Ralph, God is so near to us, but we do not see. Why, Swamiji? How do you see? You see with your eyes. Can you see your own eyes? No. But if I have a mirror, I can see my eyes. That is the answer. If you have a pure mind, you can see God. Swamiji wrote several poems in California. Who knows how mother plays? Peace, one circle more. These poems are original, I saw in Hollywood archives. Sometimes Swamiji used to enter the kitchen and he used to cook very spicy food. And when you would put red chilies in the oil and some spices, you know, he used to shout, here comes Grandpa, ladies are invited to leave the place. Swamiji was so funny sometimes. Swamiji was telling one day to Mrs. Wyckoff, Madam, how is my food? It's all right, Swami. Are you telling frankly or out of friendship's sake? From friendship's sake. Then he talked about the Christian missionaries, how Swamiji used to answer them. Very, very interesting. You will be amazed. You see, missionary people, used to create some kind of emotion, affection in the American women and get money from them to save the heathen mother. Mistreatment of Hindu women, child marriage, early motherhood, infant eating crocodile and so on. One of the women started talking about how the English are trying to reform the country. And he simply said, Madam, I am a monk, what do I know about politics? He answered several questions relating to a Hindu marriage directly. Anyhow, then he said, well, is it true that Hindu mother threw away the girls in the mouth of a crocodile? Yes, madam. You see, girls' bodies are very soft and tender and very sweet. So the crocodiles love to eat the girls' bodies. Nowadays, do you know what happened in India? Men are producing the babies. There is no women in India. Swamiji used to give all kinds of funny answers to these people, those who try to tease Swamiji or challenge Swamiji, missionary propaganda. Swamiji left Southern California on 22nd February for San Francisco. Shanti went with Swamiji as a secretary. She cooked and took care of him. In Oakland Unitarian Church, Benjamin P. Mills was the minister, attended the Parliament of Religions, invited Swamiji to speak. It's just a few years ago they arranged the centenary of that Swamiji's appearance in the church. I went there, I gave a talk there. Then some people became so much devoted to Swamiji. One of them was Thomas Allen. His wife was Edith Allen. They were very devoted to Swamiji. So Edith was sick. So Tom went to hear Swamiji's lecture. Then when he came back, he told his wife, "But what did you see?" Tom said, "I have met a man who is not a man. He is a God. And he speaks only the truth." That he told to his wife. Sometimes Tom used to introduce Swamiji. But one day I stood there, I saw he was 40 feet tall. Another day, it was Christ, which is Sri Krishnaji's message. Swamiji was half an hour late. And the people, audience are restless. And he was outside waiting for Swamiji's arrival. Then he saw an ideal shoe shiner. He started to shine his shoes. But Swamiji, you are late. Mr. Allen, I am never late. I am always with eternity. But that is all right in your philosophy, but the audience are restless. You live in time, I live in eternity. One day he said to his American devotees in California, "You know, I have such faith in the Divine Mother. I can speak even on unknown subjects. All the lectures you see in Swamiji, without notes, without preparation. It is Sri Ramakrishna, it is the Divine Mother, supplied all the things Swamiji will have to speak." After the Chicago Parliament, sometimes Swamiji was out of ideas. But at night time, the host used to hear that Swamiji was talking with somebody. But Swamiji, who was talking with you? It was Sri Ramakrishna who will tell him what to speak next day. Swamiji was in California lectures or in San Francisco. Oh, so you want philosophy. Then you must be prepared for cannonballs. Alan wrote, we got them. One day he was expounding Advaita Vedanta. Mr. Rosehamel said, an old man sat in front of the row, and he got up. Oof, it is too much. I must leave the place as soon as possible. He walked over the aisle with his stick, stamping, and Swamiji was smiling. He could not bear it. Sometimes it happens in Ridgely. Swamiji was talking. Swamiji, one lady got up and said, Swamiji, it doesn't make any sense to me. Madam, then this is not for you. Another woman says, oh Swamiji, it is so meaningful to me. Madam, this is for you. You know, all teachings are not for everybody. Then Swamiji told easy talent, Madam, always see both ways. Don't be one-sided. When your health is good, say, I am he, I am Brahman. When you have a stomachache, say, oh mother, have mercy on me. Play in both planes. Don't be one-sided. Then after giving the lecture on Advaita Vedanta, Swamiji says, you may not like what I say, what I am saying, this monastic, non-monastic Vedanta. But listen, today you may curse me, but tomorrow you will bless me. Then one woman student got up and says, oh, if I had only lived earlier, I could have seen Ramakrishna. Swamiji said, you say that, and you have seen me. It is a beautiful saying of Jesus. He has seen me, has seen the Father. This father and son are identical. One thing somebody asked, Swamiji, did you show any miracle that when you, in the Parliament of Religions, Chicago Parliament of Religions, I shall read that passage to you. It is Swamiji's own statement. One day, he said this startling thing to us. In my first speech in this country, in Chicago, I addressed that audience, the sisters and brothers of America. And you know, they all rose to their feet. You may wonder what made them do this. You may wonder if I had some strange power. Let me tell you that I did have a power, and that is it. That is, it never once in my life did I allow myself to have even one sexual thought. I trained my mind, my thinking, and the powers that man usually uses along that line, I put it into a higher channel, and it developed a force so strong that nothing could resist it. It is the purity, renunciation, that created tremendous force and powers and overwhelmed the audience. He said, behind his success is English. He could speak beautiful English. You see, some of the speakers speak, American people cannot understand, or pronunciation, accent are different sometimes. But they understood Swamiji. his renunciation, his purity, his Catholic heart, open-mindedness, universal approach, that overwhelmed American people. My mission is not Ramakrishna, not Vedanta, not anything, but simply to bring manhood to my people. Swamiji was in Camp Taylor. If you go from San Francisco to Ulima, on the way you will find Camp Taylor, left side, Camp Advin, right side. It is in Marin County. So in that camp, I think there are 18, 20 people are there, several changed. Swamiji lived with them nearly a couple of weeks. Swamiji had fever. And Shanti, and it was raining, a storm, rain storm. Swamiji's tent was blown away. So Shanti took an extra canvas and protecting Swamiji's tent. They're all in the tents, protecting Swamiji's tent. The Hajansal wrote in her reminiscences, we are amazed. The love and feeling for these American people, for Swamiji. Protecting Swamiji's tent. One day, Swamiji was asking Shanti, will you not go for meditation? This is the meditation time. No, Swami, I cannot go for meditation. I was so lazy, so I could not make soup for you, some lamb soup. So I am going to the kitchen and make soup for you, so that after meditation you can have your meal. You know what Swamiji said? Madam, my Guru used to say, to serve others, you can forego your meditation. I shall meditate for you. But the whole time I felt my mind was with God. Swamiji was meditating for me. You know, we find love is reciprocal. These people love Swamiji, Swamiji also loved them. One day Swamiji said, Madam, this public lecturing is killing me. Do you know why? You already announced today my lecture will be on love. But I don't feel love at 8 o'clock at that time. I feel knowledge. And when I feel knowledge, you announce I will have to speak on love. It is killing me. You know, when I read those tiny, tiny incidents about Swamiji, I can feel that his human side. There we find another beautiful story of Swamiji. Next to the Camp Arvind, there is a ravine. There is a little stream, a river there. And this side, rail line. That stream, there are some eggshells are floating. So some young boys with their gun, they are trying to shoot. And Swamiji was watching them. Then one of them says, can you shoot? Sure, give me. Swamiji took the gun and he shot all 12 eggshells. It was all came from his concentration. Amazing. Those are the stories in Swamiji's biography. Swamiji left California, May 30, and reached Chicago on June 2nd. Stay till 6. And then we went to New York. He was with the Hell family, Mr. and Mrs. Hell, their daughters, Mary Hell, and their cousins. Swamiji's American home, first home was in Hell family's home. Swamiji was with them, and Mary made the bed, left. Morning, when she came and found, Swamiji was standing near the window, looking outside. And she washed the bed was almost untouched. Mary says, Swamiji, did you not go to sleep last night? Swamiji looked at her and said, you know, Mary, I was thinking how difficult it is to break the human bond. Swamiji knew within a couple of years I am going to die. These people will never see me. He even told them, it is in the Abhigyana Shakuntalam of Kalidasa, Tatchetasa Smarati Nunamabodha Purvam Bhavasthirani Jananantara Saudidani. Seeing a person, if you can feel, hey, I know this person. That means you might have some relationship in previous life. So you people, Swamiji told the Miss sisters, I knew you before I met you. You see, these divine beings, they can know that these people will come and help in God's work, Sri Ramakrishna's mission. You people are not ordinary people helping Sri Ramakrishna's mission. So he said that when he read that story, I can feel that how much love Swamiji had for these people. He conquered the human heart, not through his brain, but through his heart. I remember once I interviewed Shudhira, Helen Hall in Los Angeles. She was a disciple of Swami Prabhupada. She told me, but Dorothy was then a young teenager girl. I told Dorothy, Mrs. Hansborough's daughter, you do not go to the Vedanta temple, why? Oh, I don't need to go to the Vedanta temple. I sat on Swamiji's lap. I know Swamiji. I don't need to go to anybody. You see, she lost her father. So Swamiji was her godfather. Swamiji used to play with her. She was 4 years old in Pasadena. That was a very, very touching incident to me. I sat on Swamiji's lap. I did not have to go to the shrine for meditation. Look how much love they had for Swamiji. I heard when I was in Hollywood, Yogaprana told me, Lolita, Mrs. Wyckoff, the Hollywood temple, Hollywood property, or that bookshop, that belonged to Sister Lolita. Her son died from the accident. It was in 1930. Swami Prabhupada was in Portland. So he asked Prabhupada to come to Los Angeles. So he came and just started Vedanta Society in Hollywood, in her living room. Yoga Pranay used to tell, few people would come, but Swami used to announce, next Sunday I shall speak on reincarnation, then many people will come. People are curious to know about reincarnation. Then sister Lolita, Mrs. Wyckoff, would go to the shrine and she used to put his head down for a long time. Somebody asked, sister, why do you put your head such a long time? Well, you people are lucky. The moment you put your head, you see the light. Without seeing the light, I cannot lift my head. These people are touched by Swamiji. Sometimes I see the transformation of these people, these American people. Amazing. Sister Lolita went to India in 1936-37 with Prabhupada. Prabhupada told me a funny story. Sister Lolita and Swamiji and Swami Vivekananda are in the same car, going from Vishnupur to Jarambaji. Then Vivekananda says, you know, this American woman is very nice. She did not talk to me whole hour. Funny. Swamiji passed away 4th of July, 1902. Chanchin was in London. When he heard the news, she was broken-hearted. Then she cried for Swamiji. Then she read from H.R. Ling, the famous saying of H.R. Ling. If you have been greatly influenced by anyone, prove it in your life and not by your tears. If you are really influenced by any person in your life, prove it in your life, not by tears. Chanchin met Nikos Kazantzakis, the famous Greek writer. Chanchin was asking Nikos, when you get bored, what do you do? Chanchin, I write. That way I forget the world. Then Nikos asked Chanchin, when you get bored, what do you do? I go on the street and I watch people. I love to see people. And when I am very much distressed, I read this. She opened her bag and showed an yellow paper, a letter which was written from Alameda, California, 18th April 1900 to Chanchin. Swamiji wrote that letter. Well, when I am very much disturbed, I read this letter of Swamiji. It gives me peace. There are so many incidents, episodes we find in Swamiji's life, and we really marvel that he was really a God-man. Anyhow, I just gave you some synopsis. I did not go in details this whole lecture, but just given some idea that how Swamiji loved the American people and how American people loved Swamiji and his mission. One day Chanjin says, Swamiji, how can I help you? Love India. She visited India, lived in Belur Math, helped Ramakrishna Mission. Masato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mritturma amritam gamaya, avirabirma yedhi, rudrajate dakshinamukam, pinamam pahi nityam, om shanti, shanti, shanti. Lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, lead us from death to immortality, light us through and through, and guide us evermore with thy loving presence. Om, peace, peace, peace be with all.